All right, guys, welcome. We are super pumped that you guys are here. I am joined by three rock star business owners. So they're not just great at samples, they're great at actually bringing in revenue from the samples. My name is Chloe, and then we also have Jen Anderson, Jen Brant, and then we have Courtney Reyes. We're going to go ahead and get started to honor y'all's time, but this training is all about samples, what we do, how we use them, and hopefully once you guys watch this, it will give you a breath of fresh air and know that you don't have to be perfect or do it a certain way. All four of us sample completely differently, and we all produce revenue. We all produce sales from that. So I'm going to go ahead and kick us off. Again, my name is Chloe, and I have been a consultant for, it'll be 10 years in November, which is absolutely wild. I think Jen Anderson, you're longer than me, right? You're a little longer. She's like 2 years. I can't remember. Maybe. I'm 10, so you're longer than me. 12. So it has been a lot of samples, okay? Lots of years of like making real bad ones, real good ones, all the in-betweens, melting everywhere, you name it. I have done it. And I can tell you, the customer really doesn't care as long as it smells good. So that's going to be the pro tip for tonight. You guys are going to hear it from all of us probably. If they can smell it, you can sell it. And that is old school, but that is, to me, just the way of the game with these customers. These consumers, you guys, that are buying from you, they only need to get a little hint of what you got. And if you can identify what they love and like tune into that, then you're going to hit a gold mine. So I'm going to kind of talk about why you sample and what the point of sampling is, because I think that a lot of consultants will see all these ideas on all of these pages, and they'll just think, okay, I need to do this kind of sample and this flyer and this and that. And what I think happens is you lose the authenticity and what really makes you happy. And samples become kind of annoying and stressful. And I've had to learn, especially in this season of sampling, that I only want to do samples that are going to bring me joy and my customers joy. I don't want to keep doing samples that I'm not getting a return on. I don't want to do samples that Chloe loves doing and they take forever doing, but I'm not getting anything back. So I had to kind of learn, what does the consumer love? Which, oh my gosh, I'm telling you right now, scratch and sniffs are my highest producing mail out with the new releases. There's a lot of different scratch and sniffs you guys can get from the family store, by the way, and that you can add to parties. But that has definitely, especially seasonally with new releases, that has been a gold mine for me. And I'm super excited because I know the other girls are going to talk even deeper about what they do with that sample when the customer gets it, right? Like, how do you book a party? How do you get them into club? How do you end up getting a recruit? And so what I'll say starting off is, sampling is a choice, but the sales don't come free. I used to think that I could just sample, and they would just buy without follow-up and without doing anything. And just by me posting on social media and them seeing that I'm making samples. No, you have to have a follow through, and you have to actually identify, what am I trying to get out of these new release scratch and sniff stickers, right? Because for me, it's not just a sale. For me, I'm trying to get parties. I'm trying to get bookings. I'm trying to get them to fall in love with a couple of scents so I can really take it to that next level. The next question I want you guys to, or the first question I guess I want you guys to ask yourself is, what are you trying to get out of the sample? And I'm going to kind of breeze through this because we do want this to be quick. For those of you that are on the go and those of you that have full-time jobs, we want you guys to be able to get like really good meat out of this training. So don't think that we're all just talking super fast. We just want to honor your time. But what do you want to get out of your sample? Okay. So with me, I want the customer to completely fall in love with what they smell, which is why I love the new release scratch and sniffs, right? They get to smell all 10 new releases, and they're at least going to like 4, right? At least. So then if they like 4, you can take it a step further, counter clean, laundry scents. Now you can really get an idea of, okay, how can I expand past wax? It's always my goal, like, how can I expand past wax with my customers when I send wax samples? And also it'll lead to, like I said, parties and club and getting paid off the products. I'm all about intentionality with not a lot of signage too. So I'm sure tonight, a lot of the girls are going to show you some of their signage. I am very, very much so. I love signage, but I'm very wordy. So I had to learn for me and my customers that less is more, because I don't even read. So I expect them to read all these flyers and I don't even read, which is probably not a great thing to say on a training, but it's not my forte. I'm visual. I like pictures. I like, you know, like a little QR code. And so one thing I'll do too is I'll take my own images and on Canva, just remove the background. Guys, Canva's not hard. I promise you. I swear it is not hard. And I do a lot of QR codes. QR codes will take that customer right where you want them to go. And for a lot of these new drops, even like the Scooby-Doo ones, Scentsy does an awesome thing now where they already put it on the website and it'll say coming soon, right? And so paying attention to your website is crucial so you can make these free QR codes on Canva, on Vistaprint for your consumer to get them right where they want to go. They don't want to do a lot of clicks. Less clicks, easier to buy, easier to check out. I also like to categorize my customers. So my Scentsy Club customers are my supreme queens. They are the ones, then referrals and VIPs. They're the ones that are going to get the 10 milliliter samples instead of the 3 milliliter. They're the ones that are going to get that full wax or full laundry sample. I got this actually from Jen years ago. Don't just send the whiffs, send the whole thing. Send the whole laundry sample to these customers. So the VIPs and Scentsy Club and those people that are referring me, guys, referrals are everything in samples. My customers know, they tell their friends, hey, if you buy from Chloe, she'll send you samples. Now you have to do what works for you. And I guarantee you, every girl tonight is going to say that. So don't think, oh, I need to do all these things. Start with scratch and sniff. Start with your cheapest one stamp kind of thing to mail out and focus on local. Focus on expanding your samples locally everywhere you go. But my top priority is Scentsy Club. I'm very, very big on Scentsy Club. A lot of people in our group are big on Scentsy Club, and we focus really heavily on making sure they're the ones that are getting the LTO scents that come out. So I only sample the 10 new scents that come out seasonally, the new counter clean, the new bathroom clean, and that's it. Everything else is LTO because everything else is going to be linked to that LTO product. Add to club here, add to club until this day. And Jen Brant is going to really dig into this because she's killer at it, but just be intentional. What are you trying to get out of it? Right. Let's see. I'm almost done. Scent circles. This is one of my favorite things to send in the mail. When you are closing your own parties, you guys, a scent circle is the cheapest thing that you can put in the mail. And every time they look at that scent, they're going to think of you. One thing I did this season is I actually looked at the travel twist and all the scents that come in this. And these are actually the scent circles that I made a little signage, a sticker that just says, hey, these actually come in Travel Twist. It's a new product we have. Click the QR code. So yeah, they're going to open the scent circle, but they can scan the QR code and see a brand new product, right? So I'm driving them to a new product and I get the scent circles free with free product credit with my own parties. You always want to have your own parties so you can replenish and get your samples, your counter cleans, your wax, all that stuff you can get with free product credit. Invest the free product into your customers. They're the ones that are paying for this stuff. And last but not least, what does your follow-up look like? Jen Anderson is going to take it away whenever she goes over her follow-up and what she does. She does a lot of events and she meets a lot of people. So follow-up has to be quick. It has to be intentional and you really have to like make the sale. And that's it. So I'm going to pass it on to Courtney.
Hi, guys. I am super excited to be on tonight. It is an absolute honor to be on. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Courtney Reyes, Director of House of Scents, aka Wax Queen Coco, and I am stoked to be here. But first, y'all, there's an elephant in the room. There's an elephant in the room, and I'm going to address it real quick. Jennifer Anderson, I absolutely love you, and I'm girl crushing over you so hard. You are my Scentsy crush. I just had to get that out. Just had to get it out. Now that that's out, Chloe, you know how I feel about you. Jen, you know how I feel about you. But Jennifer Anderson, when I first joined, you were who I watched. So I'm so honored to be on tonight. So I love to freaking sample. I love to sample. Sampling actually brings me joy. It is a stress relief for me. So I love it. What I do not like though, honestly, guys, is I do not like to do melting my wax. Like, I don't like to melt my wax. I don't like to dip the felts. I don't like to do all that. So I do not do that anymore because it was taking up so much of my time. What I do now is in the hot summer months, I will go ahead and crinkle cut my wax. And then once I have it in my little package, I will go ahead and slip a felt in here. So that way it doesn't melt all over my things. But yeah, y'all, I can't do that melting no more. But I wanted to talk to you guys about intentionally sampling tonight because it is so imperative for future sales, future parties, and future recruiting. And a lot of people are probably like, how in the heck does a sample get you parties and recruiting, right? How does that happen? Let me tell you, it leads you on to conversations with your people in the future. So when you are following up on these samples, this is a gateway for you to have beautiful, magical conversations with your customers, okay? Let me give you an example because y'all know I love verbiage and role play, so let's role play. Hey girl, I hope you're doing well. Did you receive your good email? Yes, girl, I got it and I'm loving everything. Oh my God, I'm so excited that you are loving everything. I know you want to get everything. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? Put the phone down. It's fine. Just put it down. It's okay. Walk away. If you're scared, no big deal. Okay, party. Ready? Hey girl, how you doing? I hope you got your Happy Meal. Everything arrived okay? Yes, girl, I got it. Oh, I love this scent and that new warmer. I have to get it. Girl, well, why don't we get it for you free and half off? Put the phone down, walk away, walk away. It's okay to be scared. Put the phone down, walk away. But if you are not having these conversations, if you are not following up on your samples, you are doing a huge disservice to your business and you are missing out on so many future sales, parties, and recruiting. Okay. So disclaimer number one, I'm going to show you guys a couple of different things in a minute of like how I work, how, you know, my stuff, my signs. Do not compare. Okay. Do not compare. My first samples, y'all, were handwritten, but I made a huge mistake. I hand wrote just the fragrance. I never put my information on these things when I first started. You guys, I've been doing this now for 2 years and I can honestly say that I've made a couple of mistakes, but once you make mistakes, you're never going to repeat them again. So now I know everything that needs to be on my samples. So do not compare yourself with others. And y'all don't have to do what other people say or what other people do. I'm going to say it again. You do not have to do what other people say and what other people do. Do what makes you happy. Chloe touched on this. If you like simple, keep it simple. If you like for your samples to look bougie like I do, it's okay. Make them look bougie. Don't let anyone rain on your parade. Do what makes you happy because sometimes there's a lot of happiness thieves out there and they just want to take your happiness no matter what it may be. Do you mow your grass, stay in your own lane, and there's so much joy in this business. So you hold on to whatever joy this business brings you, hold on to it and do it your way. And y'all, this is going to lead me into number 3. You got these beautiful samples. Give them out, sis. What are you doing? Okay. Do not just make all of these samples and not give them out. Now, who do you give them to? Now, I do not just willy-nilly give my samples out to random people because there are a lot of people in this world that just want what? Samples. They want something for free. There's nothing wrong with that. I want free stuff too. But I have a business to run at the end of the day. So I give samples to my customers, to my party hostess, and of course, to my clubbers. Clubbers are super, super important. Just like Chloe said, they get the most samples. They get everything, because I want them to constantly be adding stuff to their club and beefing up their club. You may have someone that starts club. For example, I had a lady start club with just the scent of the month. I kept giving her samples and giving her samples. Her club is now over $50. So keep on beefing up people's club with samples, okay? Now, what are we going to sample? Wax, of course, baby. We all know it's the smell that sells, exactly what Chloe said. So we want to make sure that we are sampling wax. I only sample the 10 new releases. I do not sample anything catalog. Luna, Blue Grotto, whatever's in the catalog, I do not sample. I only do the 10 new releases and any LTOs that come out. I do Scentsy Fresh, washer whiffs, counter cleaner, and sugar scrub. I do not do dish soap, and I do not do soak anymore. They were not a good return for me. This is me still intentionally sampling because I have to pivot in my business and realize, okay, I sampled out dish soap. I didn't sell one bottle of dish soap. So guess what? I'm not going to do that sample anymore. Even though they're super cute, I'm not going to do them anymore. So you have to constantly realize in your business what's working and what's not, and just pivot, move, and do something different. I also do not sample anything from I would say I don't buy anything from the consultant store with sampling. Okay. Now, I know some of you like the ease of getting the stuff from the consultant store, which is perfectly fine. But I personally want to either get it for free, get it for half off, use it as a tax write-off, have it goes towards my host base, or get points for the incentive for it. That is how you have to be smart, whatever works for you when it comes to sampling, and that works best for me. Now, I'm almost done, y'all. So we talked about why we sample, who we're going to sample to, and what we're going to sample. So let's dig a little bit deeper, and I'm going to share with you guys some tips. My number one tip is to bulk sample. You do not want to be the girl that is sampling every month a couple of new fragrances, okay? It is take a weekend, bulk sample. I do it with my family. If you are lucky and you have a support system and they can help you, have them help you, take a weekend and do it, okay? It's going to save you so much time in your season. Number two, brand yourself. All of my samples look the same. I like my stuff to look cohesive. So if you are ready to step it up a notch with your sampling, I definitely recommend for you to brand yourself, okay? You also want to sample different things. Do not just sample wax. People are already buying wax. You want to introduce them to new products and new fragrances. So make sure you're getting one wax sample and something else in their hands, okay? Number three, Chloe talked about QR codes. They're so easy. People love easy. Snap a photo, good to go. Sample LTOs and sample them often. And my last one. So I'm going to show you guys what I do. So this is for the scent of the month. Can y'all see that? Little bit. So on my scent of the month ones, I have, this is a limited fragrance at the club by 8/31 to get it forever. QR code takes them right to club. This is what my 10 new releases look like. Same concept. They look very similar. And then this is what I'm putting on my scent circles. So just like Chloe was mentioning, scent circles are one of the cheapest things you can give your customers. And it has on here, it says, please enjoy this free gift. Love this fragrance. This is a limited scent. So one thing I'm doing this catalog season is I'm only doing scent circles in the scent of the month. So that way they can fall in love with the scent of the month. This QR code will take them right to club as well. So that way we can start beefing up their club. And I have the last date on here as well. So I'm going to try that this catalog season. That's something, a little golden nugget I learned at SFR. So I'm really excited to see if that does indeed work. And the scent of the month this month is incredible. So I think it's going to work this month. So yeah. Does anyone have any questions? Or we're not doing questions. I'm sorry. I'll go back in the chat and look. And I think Jen Brant is up next.
Hey guys. So I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that because she had like a little scenario going on, but it was great. So pretty much I do a lot of the same. I'm not going to repeat the same things that Chloe and Courtney just said when it comes to doing our sampling. But what I am going to talk about is when I do my sampling, my business is 100% focused around the Scentsy Club. Scentsy Club, hands down, has been my center focus. I grow it because honestly, my Scentsy Club has turned into how I recruit and how I get parties. So I always think everything that I do, how can I beef up these Scentsy Clubs with my VIP? How can I get someone to join? I'm going to say my verbiages or my literature that I have, I am going to show you a couple of them. Guys, there is an awesome group that shares templates. You can go on there, get ideas. Just because I have lots of different pieces of literature doesn't mean that you have to sit and spend tons of hours. There's tons of information out there for you guys to use. My whole goal is to get my customers 100% addicted to a certain smell. My goal is to introduce something new where they feel like they can't live without it, and then they want it in all the things. So not only am I beefing up my Scentsy Club, but then I'm also getting in other orders in the counter cleaner and the other products that we have. That is how I'm ending up with lots of sales. I only sample out any of our seasonal, just like the girl said, seasonal smells and anything, or those 10 brand new ones that came out. I've made tons of them so that'll last me the entire catalog. I will only sample out the scent of the month and anything LTO. That's what goes into my Thank You Club boxes. Only the LTOs, because I want them to know when I am putting a sample in their package, I'm going to have in there, you need to add this in your club by a certain date, because I want them to know that they need to act now. I have different literatures because I found that my customers, it takes them several times before it clicks on what the Scentsy Club is. And I try to make them different. I have different literature. Like this is what I'm putting in my club boxes this month. It has what the scents are. It has, what is this bundle? The Island Day one. And on the back of my cards, it always has the Scentsy Club, how to set it up. There'll be another one just talking about the new perks. I have so many different ways, so where when they finally get it, it's going to click. Another thing that I've been very intentional with is that I'm very observant of my customers and what they're purchasing. There for a while, when we had our flowers discounted, I felt like that was probably my #1 product that I sold. So I purposely made cards to show them, hey, you like this, I can save you 10% off if you add it to your Scentsy Club. Yes, they can't get it forever and always, but I'm trying to educate them and putting these in their orders, or if they had a flower order, I'm putting it in there and letting them know that they can indeed save on their next order. I do that the same thing when if they're buying laundry, if something is that they're buying it all the time, let them know that they can add that to their Scentsy Club to save them 10%. Everybody loves to be able to save money. I also have some literature here to show them if it's something that they are buying all the time. Say it's the I don't know, we'll just go with the scent of the month. Let them know if they're addicted to it and they're buying it all the time. You can take your highlighter here and highlight, well, this comes with other products in other products. So I'm sliding these in their club boxes. I am sliding these in orders. I'm letting them know this sample that I'm sending them, if you love it, it also comes in these other products, room spray, scent circles, travel twists. This is how you're going to be able to expand your sales. And it seems to really be helping mine. The only things that I really sample, to be honest, is, I know Courtney said to make sure you sample all the things, but I only do cleaners, bathroom cleaners, and I do the wax. Because I feel like if you can get the wax in their hands, then you're going to be able to tell them about the other products. Of course, I want them to use the cleaners because I want them to experience, or the Scentsy Fresh, I want them to be able to experience how amazing they are. But I usually only do wax, and I do the same thing. I'm cutting it, I'm putting the felt in there so it doesn't make a mess. with my everybody who places an order, when I'm following up with them, and the people who bought through the flash sale, I am sending them a package with samples of the brand new scents. These are the 10. I'm sending this to them. Again, on the back, I have a different way that I'm explaining the Scentsy Club. I'm letting them know that these are seasonal. If there's any of these that they love, to make sure they're adding it to their club, and they're step by step on how to add it to their club. QR code is gold. You can send them wherever you want. Absolutely love it. So this is what I'm sending my thank yous. You need to make sure that you are, when you get an order, it is your opportunity that you can reach out to them and you can send and get them new smells in their noses. And then again, follow up. I'm not going to get into all that because I know that's what Jen's going to get ready to talk about. Let's see, did I miss anything? Scent circles, again, same thing. This is the number one thing that I do buy, always seasonal. I do make sure it can be any type of seasonal, because what I do with my scent circles, and I did not pull one out for you guys to see, but I do make labels that says, if you love this scent, this is a seasonal scent, make sure you add the wax bar to your Scentsy Club before it goes away, because we're gifting them. This is my opportunity to get some of those other smells in their noses. But again, I'm purposeful with what I am doing when it comes to the Scentsy Club. Everything goes back to the club, because when you get them to add 1 or 2 bars because they love it, then now you have a foundation to start building it. I'm constantly able to build that club up. And once I start noticing it gets to about 100, and I know a lot of you guys have already heard this from me, but when it gets to about $100 club, then we're having that join conversation. This is my way to say, hey, listen, you are already spending $100, you need to join my team, because there's no way that when these LTOs drop or these other things, you'll be able to get active at least once in a year's time. This is how I'm recruiting. I'm recruiting my clubbers constantly. That's why I'm focusing on it. And that's why my numbers usually stay around, like I'm right around 50 clubbers a month, or well, I have subscriptions, but it's because I'm constantly recruiting these guys. So I have to constantly work for more, but it still helps me because I am getting these teams. I'm recruiting 2 to 3 people a month now. And if you would have said this to me a year ago, I was struggling, but it's because I pivoted. I changed my mindset, and I am constantly focusing on the Scentsy Club and constantly having these conversations, and I'm getting them to join because they're falling in love with these products. Anyways, before I get into talking all about that, that's about it, because these girls have already said it. Make it simple. Keep it. You don't need a lot of this literature, but I do put it in their face because I want to make sure I spell it out a different way for them each and every time, because it just takes one thing for them to be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So I try to change the way my the backs of these cards look, and I'll share them with you guys if you guys need them, but a lot of them are on that Canva page. You can go right on there. You can manipulate it to make it yours and make it work. But anyways, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay, good. That was so good, you guys. This has been awesome. So many like practical tips tonight, which is honestly, I feel like so needed in this season of Scentsy, in this season of our businesses, and the fact that the majority of consultants that are in our company are less than 2 years old. And so many people have grown into this business and don't really know about those foundational, basic, practical tips. And what I'm so grateful for is Chloe for asking me to be a part of this, because practical tips has never been my forte. My forte has always been head work and heart work. And when you know your why, you can endure anyhow. And so I'm so grateful to be partnered with people like you guys who are giving practical tips and really making this a well-rounded training tonight. So that being said, I do have some practical tips to give you because there are things that I do in my business that I think have contributed to my success and that set me apart from a lot of other people. But I just wanted to shout you out, Jen, what you said about pivoting in your business and just saying like, things weren't going well, things weren't going great. If you would have told me a year ago I was recruiting would recruit 2 or 3 people a month, I would have laughed at you, but I changed everything. And now look at the results. You guys, if you learned anything tonight, learn that, okay? If you learned anything tonight, learn that if you're not getting what you want out of your business, you have to change and pivot and try new things. Okay, because Jen's business, as she said, is completely different and shocked even her from the person and business that she had a year ago. So that was pretty freaking cool. So I'm going to share a little bit with you tonight about follow-up, about what you do with samples. For me, it is a complete and utter waste of time, money, energy, and resources to do sampling if you're not going to do follow-up. I mean, literally, you might as well be throwing money in the trash. You might as well be throwing your energy in the trash. You might as well just be getting upset at yourself already because you're too tired to do other things. It's a complete and utter waste of everything that you have to make samples, get excited, bulk sample, label all the things, get pumped about it, and then have them sit in your house. Or even worse, send them out and get them in customers' hands and then don't talk to them about it. Don't ask them, did you like that? Don't ask them, do they want to add it to Scentsy Club? Don't ask them, hey, maybe they didn't like it and they want to try it in a different fragrance, or maybe they want to try a different product, but they loved that fragrance, right? And that's where the money is. That's where the money lives. And not just the money, but that's where also the hosts live and the recruits live. You can't get hosts and you certainly can't get recruits without having conversations. And that's where the follow-up is. So samples, and I think it was Courtney who said it, like, but she said the word gateway. Samples are a gateway for you to have conversations about hosting, adding to club, and joining. So you might think making samples is a waste of your time, but if you're willing to do the follow-up, it's literally a gateway for you to build your business. It's a gateway for you to have conversations. And so if you're not willing to sample, you should just find another business. What? Did I say that? Oops, I did. Okay. Love you, mean it. So I want to talk to you about a couple of things. I'm going to show you, this isn't like a sample, but this is like basically my packet that went out to my VIPs this fall for new catalogs. So I basically do 2 giant like mail outs a year every new catalog season. So I'll literally buy, no joke, 200 to 250 catalogs, okay? And I'll send them out into the mail in these packets because I do these large events and I literally meet thousands of people a year. So I'm not sending out thousands of catalogs, but I'm sending them out to consistent customers who purchase, because not only does this catalog cost you like close to $1, but then the stickers cost you money and these cost you money. And this is, $2 to mail, right? So that's an investment. So that's probably one of the things I want to talk about is make good financial choices when it comes to sampling. You cannot be spending $5 in postage to mail out a sample that's going to give you 30 cents in return, right? Or a sample that costs you 30 cents to make. Don't do that. If you're going to be mailing out samples, postage is your most expensive thing. And that's the thing you need to consider the most. If it's got thickness to it or weight, it increases the price of the postage. So this is why I love, my favorite thing to sample, as Chloe said, hello, stickers. This is literally, so by the way, Chloe and I have been in business for a super long time. They didn't used to have these. They didn't used to have stickers. We used to have to melt down and pour into molds. And also like nobody knew how to make felt samples back in the day. So we used to pour everything into molds and they'd come back to us in the mail and they'd get returned and be like undeliverable, not enough postage. And it was like a whole thing. And it was just nuts. So, but these are literally just as good as wax samples. As far as the scent experience, they can smell the whole thing. So I'll tell you a couple of different edits. This is something that I have 3 to a page because I like to get the most bang for my buck. Okay, so this is 3 to a page. I just ran them on my own printer, and I'll give Chloe all the templates for all the things I have tonight. But here's what I added. I think sometimes we forget that our customers are not also Scentsy consultants and they're not totally obsessed with Scentsy like we are. You would be so shocked at how many people I have talked to that I've sent a sticker to and they didn't know it was scented, or they didn't even know what it was. You have to think like a customer. Your customer is not a consultant. Think like a customer. They maybe don't know that this is something scented. So on here, I literally added scratch us, we're scented stickers, because people need to know that. They need to know that. And so all these ones that are floating around of people that made templates are so great, but like literally people get it. Okay, that's cute. Is this like a rainbow picture? Like, are we just showing colors? They don't know. So I want them to scratch and then I want them to smell. Okay. So that's one huge thing that I did and added to this. So in this, so this is a VIP packet. Okay. So they're going to get this, and I shove this in the catalog in the new releases in the new releases page. That's where it lives. I also have in there a rack card I made about Scentsy Club. So this is about Scentsy Club. It basically says, here's the deal. Here's all the things you get: discounts, half off item, get it on your terms every 1, 2, or 3 months. You can get exclusive access to Scentsy bricks. Always get my bar. It's got my Instagram handle on it because you always want people to be adding you on social. QR code takes them right to my Scentsy Club on the back, and it says, but wait, there's more. It talks about the referrals and rewards program. I'll give all these templates to Chloe. Okay, so this goes in there as well. And then just because this isn't really sampling, but because I'm sharing this with you, I'm going to share. They get a catalog with that in it. This is my little, hey, these are my favorite picks from the new catalog. These are the things that I love the most. 6 fragrances. These are things I think you should keep an eye out for. And then I give coupons to my VIPs. And if you notice, like the girls said before, if you don't want to be like, if you don't want to be extra, don't be extra. You can be as simple as, trust me, I spent many years in my business being very simple. And I think I'm very simple. I just have found branding in the last year and I really like it. So I'm doing it really for me. But you see how these all kind of flow, same colors, same fonts, same things, and they flow again with the catalog too. So I chose a color scheme that flows with the catalog cover and it all looks pretty and good. Okay, so that's just a random tip. So that goes in this, which I got in the consultant store. They're clear catalog mailers and it mails for like $1.90. Okay, so Scentsy does this cool thing now where you can get LTOs before they release to the public. Okay, it's super cool. Again, they never did that before for us. We asked for that for many years and they made it happen. And so here it is. But the whole point is for you to get them and then sample them out. Don't miss that opportunity. They usually give us a nice 3 to 4 week window before. Get the things, sample them out, do the follow-up. In my mind, the purpose of doing samples is twofold, okay? I either want to, if I have like current subscribers and current customers, I want to introduce them to other products that they're not using, that they might love, okay? So let's say I have a person who loves wax. I want to introduce them to Counter Clean or laundry or Scentsy Fresh. If I have someone who's into oils, right, I might want to introduce them to the Pat line, right? Like something else that they're not using. Fragrances for their car, pods and mini fans, whatever it may be. Air purifier. If someone's into oils and diffusers, they're also going to be into the air purifier, just so you know, okay? They go hand in hand. So if someone is a current customer, current Scentsy Club subscriber, I'm going to use sampling to get them introduced to other products. If someone isn't a current Scentsy customer, I'm going to use sampling to get them addicted to a fragrance. I want them to love a scent, a specific fragrance, and then I'm going to blow their minds with all the things that that fragrance comes in. And let me show you a little tip. This is something I love to do. We've been talking a lot about QR codes tonight. Gives people a direct link to your website. If you don't know how to make them, go on Google and search free QR code. And you'll find lots of links, super easy. Canva has a walkthrough, you can YouTube it. It's very, very simple. But what I love to do is, let's say somebody loves Amazon Rain, okay? Can you guys see this on my phone? I'm gonna go to my personal website and I'm gonna search Amazon Rain. And it's gonna pull up every single product that we make that comes in Amazon Rain. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up here to the URL, I'm gonna highlight it and I'm gonna copy it and I'm gonna make that link a QR code. And I'm gonna send that QR code with a sample, a wax sample, a felt sample, a sticker of Amazon Rain, just like Jen said about showing them about all the different products that they come in. I'm only going to send them a sticker Amazon Rain, here's all the things you can get in this scent that you're totally obsessed with. So I use this. People who aren't customers, I want to get them addicted to a fragrance and then introduce them to all the products that come in that fragrance. Current customers, I want to introduce them to products they're not using. That's the whole point of sampling, in my opinion. All right, I'm going to share a couple things with you really quick. So we have some old school, if you're pen and paper, and I'll share these with Chloe. Actually, probably Chloe created these a long time ago. And there may be something that she's used. So I have a thank you and follow-up tracker. This is for my club. Okay. And then I have a sample log. So this sample log is basically just telling me like, what have I made samples in? So I know, and I don't like repeat the same thing month after month. So if you see like scratch and sniffs, they're getting new 10 in February, new 10 in August, scent of the month and LTOs here, everything. So counter clean, I did Fiesta Lime in June. I'm doing Vanilla Mint in August. And you can see I've got spaces for LTOs in October and November, because we're going to get that fall and that holiday. So this is just to help me know what I've sampled and what I've made, so I don't repeat it and send the same things over and over. Okay. So I have that. The other thing is, this is a follow-up tracker, but I use this to track what samples I sent out. So I have a couple different ones. I have ones that are just like literally random samples that go to anybody. And then I have this one, which is like specifically for my club subscribers. So I have club subscribers and I'm sending them, they're all getting different products, as you can see, based on what's in their club and what they use. Remember what I said is I want to introduce my current people to different products. I'm using this follow-up tracker. So for example, Beth got Fluffy Fleece Laundry, Vanessa got Island Days, Melissa got Island Days, Amanda got Fluffy Fleece Laundry, Brittany got Vanilla Mint, Counter Clean, etc. You see how that works? Then I can quickly go right here and use this to do follow-up a week after, a couple days after, 2 weeks after, right? To check and see if they like it, want to add it to club, and do all the wonderful things that those other girls talked about, switching the combos to hosting, joining, things like that. But I'm going to bring you into 2022 and something that I really like to do, because as much as I'm old and I love pen and paper, I also crave simplicity and less things, which means less notebooks, less binders, less stuff in my bag, right? And our phones are really magical, wonderful things. And our phones, if you're an iPhone user and you have an Apple computer and an iPad, like they're all synced together, it's pretty cool. I'm sure that if you are Samsung, they do the same thing. Anyway, there's a Notes app on your phone, okay? The Notes app on your phone is searchable, in case you didn't know this. So I'm gonna start a Notes app for Island Days samples. And I'm going to write all of the people that get Island Days samples from me. And then if I'm like, where did I find that note? Because if you want to see how many notes I got in my phone, it's a lot. Okay, they're all the notes. And then I'm like, oh wait, who did I give Island Days to? If I can't find it, I can just go up here into the search bar and search Island Days. It's going to pull up that note and I have it there. Is the thing I love about having them on notes on my phone is that I'm also mobile. So if I'm out and about, or I'm like literally quickly throwing something in the mail, and I'm not sitting at my computer in my office, in my desk, in my work mode, right? I can literally just open up my notes on my phone and be like, okay, yeah, Susan at the bottom of the hill also got this. Boom, done. It's saved forever and ever. I can also pull it up on my computer, pull it up on my iPad, wherever I'm at, to do follow-up. So those are, I love the Notes app on my phone. Like, it's literally the way that I've moved to for follow-up, for sampling, for tracking like conversations. So I have a Notes for recruiting combos. I have a Notes for host combos. I have a Notes for like club prospects, all of these things. I love, love, love that. Some of you are talking about project broadcast in there. Some of you are talking about hit 'em up. Like, there's so many different things. I know Amy's going away, so you have to get creative and maybe use other things. This is what I use. I love Notes. But like all the other girls said, do what works for you and make it work in your way, in your vein, and stay in your lane, because that's what makes you happy. Love you.
That was so good. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully you guys got practical tips, you got follow-up tips, you got sample tips, you got a whole conversation from Court. Which I thought was money, because a lot of people don't know what to say, and you literally just got 3 different conversations. And she does talk like that and act like that. That was actually real life. But thank you guys, Jen, Courtney, thank you guys so much for being on. Really love you guys. I love your work ethic, and just thank you guys for filling in and feeding into all these people. We will make sure, guys, when these are uploaded on our channels, we will make sure in the description that we have a link that will give you access to these templates. So you guys will have them, but I want to make sure y'all understand the template doesn't matter if you don't have the follow-up. So please hear me and understand, do not waste hours of time making all these different templates if you're not going to send these people to the next step. It's critical that you guys understand this, because a lot of consultants will spend so much time doing all these things because you're just too nervous to just have the conversation and put the phone down, like Court said. So like, please make sure any of these templates y'all use from us, use them to like nail the sale, to get the host, to share Scentsy Club, to get the recruit, you guys. We love y'all. I'm going to stop the recording.